Well, good day, viewers. Today we have a 2014 GMC van, full-size van. It's a commercial van, and it's here because the MIL is on. It's had service to bill of track message. He said the service throttle body message came up. Now they disconnected the battery cables and cleared it, but I see the check engine light is on now. So we're going to scan this thing and see what kind of codes it has in history and go from there. Let's get started. So it's got 271,000 kilometers. It says reduced engine power on the dash right now. So let's scan it and see what it has to report. Throttle closed position performance. There was a TSB on this. Sensor 1 and 2 correlation. I think there was a TSB on it and a policy adjustment on this for the throttle body, but it's probably well over that. I think it was 10 years. Anti-lock brakes got low brake fluid indicated. Traction control due to PCM. Right, low tire pressure. Speaker problem. Okay. So 2119 and 2135. So I'm looking at data currently while it's running, and it says TPS 1 and 2 agree, no. APP 1 and 2 agree, yes. So TPS 2 voltage is 1.58. And TPS 1 voltage is 3.34. I can't remember exactly how these things work, but I'm going to cycle a key. I'm going to turn the key on and do a TPS read. We've got the key on, engine not running. TPS 2 is at 1.6 and TPS 1 is at 3.3, which doesn't seem right. I think one's a positive slope, one's a negative slope, but I'm going to move the accelerator pedal and hopefully the throttle body moves. Okay, well, the throttle body doesn't respond without it running, so I'm going to investigate these two codes and see what I think there was a TSB on it. So I've loaded the vehicle in Identifix, and you got to like it when the top rated search is one of the fault codes we have, P2135. And TSB recall, let's see what this says. Function indicator light, TPS 2135, special coverage adjustment, throttle body. That's the policy I remember. Let's see what it pertains to. 8-9 sub. GMC Envoy, all of these vehicles. For the 2011 model year, for vehicles covered by vehicle service, all eligible claims with repair orders, whatever. Dealers are to replace the throttle position sensor, reprogram the ECM. The repairs will be made at no charge to the customer. 10 years and 193,000 kilometers. So this has got 200 and something on it. I just plugged in the mileage on it. 271,000, so it's not within that policy adjustment, but that doesn't mean that we don't have to do this. Yeah. So I'm going to phone the dealer and see if they have this throttle body assembly, not the throttle body assembly, but the TPS. I've done this before on an Equinox, and of course afterwards you have to do an update to the PCM data. So I'm going to phone the dealer with the VIN number and see if they have the part. So remove the air cleaner housing, disconnect the mass airflow sensor, and remove the throttle body duct. Needs a new air filter, so I got one of those coming. This is the part we're changing right here. Now initially GM said that it wasn't serviceable, but when they started failing left, right, and center, they mysteriously managed to make the part available. So I've got one coming from the dealer. We're going to take the entire throttle body off, so we have to disconnect this positive assurance clip. I'm positively assured that, well, I need two hands. So remove the two top 10mm nuts and the two bottom 10mm bolts. Disconnect the connector and the throttle body assembly comes right off. Now, we should be able to reuse that seal. It's a silicone seal. So we're going to wait now for the parts for this kit. Now we have to take this throttle body assembly off of it and transfer it. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for parts, I'm going to log into GMSI and buy a VIN license. Well, there's always some kind of drama when I go to use Techline connectors. I use it like once every 3 months or so. So first I had to update my password because that had expired. Then I have to log in. Then I had to buy a subscription. Now I'm updating the software. So we finally updated the software and we're connected to the vehicle. Service programming. We got a clean battery charger on it, sitting at 13.6 volts. Reprogram. Next. I'm using my Bosch MDI2 ECM. Now before you do this, you have to take note of the oil life remaining, and I know it's at 10%, so it needs an oil change. Yes, it will take a VIN slot. And we have to do a crankshaft variation relearn or a crankshaft offset relearn, whatever they call it afterwards, or it may set false misfire codes. But I can do that with the snap-on scan tool. New software for start of a new main operating system. It might say that this is already the same software. Yeah, start programming. Yeah. But that erases the learned values for the TPS. I did an Equinox with high mileage on it and I couldn't get it to idle afterwards until I did the relearn or the reprogramming. So the software is not actually updated, but you need to erase what's in there and redo it. So it sets it back to base values, in my opinion. We'll pick up when this gets to the end. Okay, follow the, I want to view my crankshaft variation relearn, and that won't, that code will be in history until I do that, so I'm not going to bother clearing the codes. So there's the part number 19259452. There's the new one. Just pry all the little clips off and then carefully remove the sensor. Now we have to realign this one and turn this with a small screwdriver and then put it on with the clips. So if the little terminals didn't come off, if they didn't come out of, or if they stayed on the pins, you got to take these off. These were in here, and the new one came with one. So I'm just going to clean the throttle body up and put it back on. There it is, back together, throttle body reinstalled, and connectors all plugged in, new air filter. Now we're going to do the crankshaft offset learn. Well, it's back together and running. Check engine light is off. Interesting, usually there's a code for crankshaft variation relearn not performed. Functional tests. Crank variation learn. Turn the ignition on. Continue. Start the engine and idle until 70 Celsius. showing the chest. So I'm going to exit and go in to look at engine data. It's got to be 70 Celsius. There's like 50. Let's see what the throttle actuator data shows now. TPS 1 and 2 agree. TPS 1 voltage. There's TPS 2 voltage, 0.96. TPS 1 voltage, 4 volts. Yeah, I'm sure that TPS 1 is a negative slope and TPS 2 is a positive slope. And anytime you add them both together, you should equal 5 volts. So 0.9 plus 4.04. It's pretty close to 5 volts. I'll snap the throttle. Yeah, let's see what the temperature is. Engine data. Coolant 54 Celsius. Okay, we're going to run it up to 70. So we're at 71 Celsius now. So I'm going to exit out and do that crankshaft variation learn. Functional tests. Crankshaft variation learn. Basically, you accelerate the wide open throttle cutout. So that's it. Let's just make sure there's no code set. We're good to go. Talk to them about doing the service. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.